to another edition of Toys from the Attic. Alien and Predators are still fighting it out over there. So, with that, I decided to make September Aliens Month. For today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the Gorilla Alien. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at this guy.
Okay, so here we have a look at the Gorilla Alien. Now, none of these guys ever appeared in any of the movies or any of the mainstream comics. However, he did come out with his own little comic explaining their origin. If memory serves me correctly, the Space Marines happened to be on a planet inhabited with gorillas which were being infected by aliens. Hence why we got Gorilla Aliens. Now, I never actually originally owned this particular alien. It actually belonged to my cousin and was later handed down to me after he grew out of action figures. However, this was the alien that I actually ended up playing with the most, where my cousin ended up playing with the Scorpion alien the most. With a name like Gorilla Alien, I always considered him to be highly strong and not that intelligent. So it was always kind of nice to play with him as being the bulking bruiser of the alien group. Now, each one of these guys usually came with one of their own little mini face huggers that would attach to any one of the humans, as you can see here demonstrated by Bishop. But these guys were actually usually, well, you can see they were pretty small and they could be easily lost. And like I said, I didn't originally own this guy. This actually belonged to my cousin. And so a lot of his, and when he gave them to me, a lot of the face huggers went missing. This particular, this little face hugger did not actually go with this Gorilla Alien. As a matter of fact, the original facehugger that went with him was blue and had more of the paint job that matched him. This one is just the one I have to give you an example of what they kind of look like. Now, also, to be honest, me and my cousin never actually had too many of the Space Marines or any of the humans that went along with either the Aliens or the Predator lines. Instead, we usually always had the Aliens and the Predators go up against the G.I. Joes. We found that they were a good stand-in and actually fit more of the height requirement for the Aliens. Alright, so the Gorilla Alien, as you can see, has a much bigger torso and much stockier legs, I guess giving him the, well, like the body and shape of a gorilla with the long extended forearms. Let me just adjust this height right here real quick. His head is also surprisingly a lot bigger for any of the aliens, other aliens figure. You can see it kind of jets out right here. I would really not sure why that would be for something that came out of a gorilla. You might think that his head would be a little bit smaller. However, this actually goes into what the gimmick that this guy particularly had. His head is actually a really squishy rubber. Let me adjust the angle a little bit more here. And the idea was, you can kind of see that, hard to see, but there's a little hole in here, and this guy would actually, you just fill him up with water and he would squirt water out at any of his enemies. Because of that, I never really actually took this guy into the pool with me or swimming, because rubber like this, and I'll talk about this with other figures later on, but rubber like this just does not hold up in chlorine, and especially if your pool has just been cleaned, it will just eat away at this stuff and dissolve it within seconds. Sadly, I've had that experience firsthand. Now, okay, back on the other details about this guy. His tail is actually slightly different and comes with 3 little prongs on the end. I guess the idea is, if in the comics they can actually grab onto things and swing from their tail. That's a neat little feature, and you can see that his paint job has this really nice blue spray or airbrush to it, which gives it a really nice feel. This is actually the original single-sold Gorilla Alien. They had ones that came out later with a 2-pack that would come with a human Space Marine, and that one was just traditionally all black and didn't have all this neat extra paint detail on here. So I'm actually happier that I have this one. They ended up coming out with another version of this guy much later on, where it was still the standard black and had only a slightly purple-ish hint to him. And that one has its own slight differences to it, but I will review that at another time. Sorry. The other last gimmick on this guy is his little 2 prongs right here would come out, so he could actually have his arms move back and forth. And the other idea with that is, let me get Bishop here again, is you can actually have him pick up and hold one of the humans in here as he's actually spraying them. This guy's arms is a little bit weak over time, and so they don't hold and pick up things as well as they used to, but that just comes with age and that standard playing. But anyways, that's been a look at the Gorilla Alien.
Once again, thank you for watching. If you liked what you've seen today, please feel free to subscribe or leave a comment below in the comment section. Any advice for the show will be greatly appreciated, so who knows, something you suggest may appear on the show in the future.